Hello, welcome to the Fam Lab. My name is Chef Lando, owner of Enclave. In our very first episode in the Fam Lab, we would like to celebrate a very common food staple in America's cupboards and is celebrating its 100 years this year. This product was part of America's well-known inventions and associated with the famous idiom, greatest thing since sliced bread. That's right, today we'll be exploring the wonder of Wonder Bread. So let's put on our safety goggles and gather the list of 22 to 33 ingredients that you will need. The history of Wonder Bread dates all the way back to May 21st, 1921, when it was launched with much fanfare by Indianapolis Taggart Baking Company. Taggart executive Elmer Klein was watching the international balloon race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway when he remarked to a friend how in wonder of the balloons he was. The proverbial light bulb went off and he christened the new product Wonder Bread and incorporated the red, yellow, and blue balloons in its logo. Wonder Bread was one of the first sliced breads on the market. Consumers were wary of pre-sliced bread because they thought that it might dry out, but their fears were unfounded when Wonder added an additional 20 to 30 ingredients from conventional home-baked white sandwich bread that normally needs only about 4 to 7 ingredients. To start making Wonder Bread, we will whisk together yeast, water, sugar into a bowl and let it rest for 5 minutes. Now, Wonder Bread is made of enriched flour. During processing, when vital nutrients are stripped from wheat by bleaching and other methods, just about all nutritional value is removed. But during the 1940s, however, the government set up a program that forced companies to return vitamins and minerals to flour, thus enriching it. So in this bowl, we'll mix together Wonder Bread's blend of enriched flour: wheat flour, malted barley flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, and folic acid. Now that the yeast has activated, we are going to add in the enriched flour blend we just made. Also in this bowl, we will add vinegar, soybean oil, calcium carbonate, wheat gluten, salt, monocalcium phosphate, yeast extract, modified cornstarch, sucrose, soy lecithin, colloidal soy flour, ammonium sulfate, calcium sulfate, and finally, high fructose corn syrup. Make sure to get the one that's full of GMO cornstarch. The glucose and fructose in high fructose corn syrup became separated in human body, and the fructose goes straight to the liver, causing high fat production. This results in a condition appropriately named fatty liver, which affects 100 million Americans and leads to pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, strokes, heart attacks, cancer, and other chronic diseases that have reached epidemic levels in our country. If you live in Europe, it might be hard to find high fructose corn syrup because the production has been limited for its health risks. But consumption in the United States has remained steady for the past 10 years. And now for dough conditioners. This was a bit harder to decipher as on the package, Wonder Bread says it can contain one or more of the following dough conditioners: sodium stearylacylate, calcium stearylacylate, monoglycerides, mono and diglycerides, distilled monoglycerides, calcium peroxide, calcium iodate, DATEM, which is also known as mono and diacetylartic acid ethers of mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, ethosylated monodiglycerides, enzymes, ascorbic acid, Mainly, dough conditioners are added to strengthen the gluten network in dough and helps impart the springy, chewy texture in Wonder Bread that America loves. We'll knead this dough in the mixer and beat for 1 minute and scrape down the sides. And we'll keep mixing it until it's well incorporated. Now we'll take another large bowl and grease it with soybean oil. Place the dough in the bowl, turning it to coat all the sides in the oil. Cover with plastic wrap and let it rise in warm environment for 1 to 2 hours or until it doubles in size. Now let's grease this bread loaf pan with more soybean oil. Lightly flour this work surface and roll out the dough into a large rectangle. Roll it up into a log and place it into the loaf pan. Cover it again and let it rise for another hour. Now adjust the oven rack to lower position and preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake for 30 to 35 minutes or until golden brown on top. We'll let this cool. Now in order to make Wonder Bread official, we must slice the bread, as this is the very idea that quickly made bread a household item. Today, Wonder Bread remains in the top 5 most popular bread brands in America and is owned by Flour Foods, the company most famous for saving the Hostess brand from near extinction. Not only does Wonder Bread save Americans the inconvenience of slicing their own bread, it has a shelf life of 13 days and only a best by date, as opposed to an expiration date. This means you can continue eating it until it molds, sours, or stales. Some have reported lasting over a month. Now to give comparison, most home-baked breads get stale maximum in 2 days, and in less than 7 days, mold will start to take over. Now I don't know about you, but personally to me, I don't think it's the balloons that give me the same awe of wonder more than this pre-sliced engineering marvel of a diabolical wonder.